Welcome to Lesson 11. Be sure to check out the PowerPoint presentation for this lesson for more in-depth information and for energy exercises associated to it. So let's talk briefly about initiations. As mentioned in Lesson 9, the Order of Paladins requires its squires to create rituals. This teaches them how to use elements of ritual magic and allows them to express themselves. It allows them to take turns running rituals, an experience which helps them develop their leadership skills. As a result, while Order of Paladins rituals such as the Sabbats all contain unifying elements, they are always changing. Some of our Sabbat rituals use standard Order of Paladin circle casting, and some don't. Consequently, I could describe unifying elements, recipes, and traditions that make up the Order of Paladin Sabbats, and even give examples of some that we've done. However, there's no standard Order of Paladins Sabbat rituals. In contrast to this, the Order of Paladins initiations, the acceptance, the arming, the mastering, and the dedication are all fixed, providing a basis of tradition that binds us together as knights. Acquiring a degree or initiation is meaningless unless it really indicates a certain mastery has been attained. Through commitment, discipline, study, and hard work, one can achieve mastery in the Order of Paladins. If you haven't mastered or practiced the Wicca yourself, it doesn't matter how long an apostolic succession you have behind you. Initiation isn't just a membership ceremony. You can experience an initiatory experience without the assistance of any group. The solitary vision quest of the First Nations people of North America is just one example. You can experience a group initiatory experience such as the Greek Mysteries of Eleusis and not become a member of anything. Initiation is a rebirth. It's a beginning. Entering into a new phase, striking out on a new adventure, setting out on a new path like the Fool and the Tarot's Major Arcana. It is an individual experience, although several individuals can experience it in the same time and place. It brings about a change of consciousness. By this definition, the initiation ceremony must be created to facilitate this change in consciousness, this new beginning. So go take a look at the PowerPoint presentation for more information specific to Order of Paladins, rituals, and initiations. Now let's talk about magical weapons. Let me remind you of the 7th Warrior Precept: minimal appearance, maximum content. Appearances can be deceptive. It isn't just the tools that make you powerful, they're just extensions of you. If you haven't achieved the mastery of yourself, then these extensions won't be extending your abilities very far. Check out the PowerPoint for the various magical weapons and their attributes. But while we're talking about them and focusing tools specifically, I'd rather you thought of the wand, spear, staff, weapons such as that as focusing tools or projectors of energy than sources of magical power. Magical weapons act as a conduit or a channel through which you can connect to the universe around you. You should be able to wield them with either hand or two-handed. They're focusing tools, and that's all. The power actually resides in you. Prior to the arming ceremony that makes you a knight, you should have chosen a magical weapon that most closely represents the practice that you have so far. If you haven't, then you need to go into the Dunskaya, our Kaya Paladins rather, our group temple. And you need to go to the Skaya temple or to the armory to see if you can get some inspiration to discover what that is. The Skaya temple is an extremely interesting place. It's a place you can go if you want specifically to connect with the goddess Skaya. It's a good place to meditate on the appropriate name for your magical weapons and to seek inspiration. And as I've already said, the armory is a place where you can actually find clues as to what that weapon is. The last thing I want to talk about in this introduction to the lesson is Elena Cho, which is a Gaelic name, which means Island of Mist. The Island of Mist is something we use in this phase of training. It gives the warrior, the knight, a chance to transform themselves and get control over their situation, to take charge of their lives again, to shift from victim to survivor. By this stage of your training, you should be in possession of the tools, psychic and otherwise, to face this test. You should also, by this point in your warrior quest, have made connections with fellow warriors who can give you support and guard your back while you fight your battles. The Island of Mist is a place where you can face your fears and use your magical skills and weapons to overcome them. This island looks however it must to facilitate this, so it will appear different to each of you at first. In my travels, I've encountered many pagan first responders and or military personnel, active or retired, who have been in battle, suffered trauma, and have lasting after effects such as post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. The Island of Mist is a place where such people may encounter these fears, these traumas once again. They're waiting there in their subconscious, waiting to be dealt with. This will be especially true if these warriors haven't yet processed the emotions, the fears associated with these traumas from the past. But this is a place where they can finally begin to process these emotions, to finally find the power to defeat these things that plague their dreams and put them to rest for good. So go to Alina-Chode, north of Cair Paravel on the lake, the Island of Mist, to see what you can find. It's been there ever since I first created this astral place, but this is where we're going to start focusing on it. This is a place where you're outside of the wards. It's a place to encounter and face your fears, as I've already said. You'll likely encounter aspects of deity there. So go there and talk with your mentor about what you find there, and good luck with your experiences there. I know that'll be something that'll help you move forward in life. Go out there and be glorious.